is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff.
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Social Command and Space Events. This is our new thing, or it's my new thing that I'm doing because I'm quite into space, and I always get very excited about anything that SpaceX and NASA do. I thought I'd start up a little channel that which is on YouTube and Facebook, and we're going to watch together the events that SpaceX and NASA produce. Now, I am no expert on space. I'm not a rocket person at all. I don't know anything about that. So we're just going to watch stuff together. We may get some experts on. We do have some experts that are going to come onto the show. And the other thing which we've got to talk about is obviously, first of all, I've got a new microphone. There we go. First thing we have to talk about is that launches, especially the test launches of the Starship, are very unpredictable because they are actual tests. They can happen at any time. We sort of work things out when they're going to happen from the road closures that happen around Boca Chica, which is where the Starship is being tested and the launches are. And overnight, we had a static fire test, which would happen, I think it was about 3 o'clock in the morning our time. It was still lights in Texas, so I would have thought it was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I am not going to do a live broadcast at that point. I can tell you that for nothing, unless it's really important, obviously. And all this is leading up to the third full test of the Starship. This is the Sn10. And I'll tell you about the dates which they've sort of got set at the moment, because they do schedule in road closures around the test facility, which obviously gives us a notification of when it's going to happen. But they're massive time sections, so they're like from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till midnight. So we're not going to broadcast during that whole time. What happens is we start to get signals and we start to know what happens with the procedure up to the launch, and with the help of all the other people who transmit from Boca Chica and all the other YouTubers as well, we sort of analyze all the data, and we then work out sort of when it's going to go and launch. So we'll go on air probably about 15 minutes before that. So we'll set an actual broadcast, live broadcast for the day for a certain time, and that may change. So don't get angry if we set it for like 7 o'clock at night and it actually happens at 10. We will just keep moving the time. Anyway, let's get on with the static fire test, which happened literally a few hours ago. So this is broadcast directly from the location. Now, I'm watching this for the first time with you. It just came onto our system, so it could take some time. This is a static fire of testing the engines. I think this is obviously sped up because the clouds don't usually move that fast. So this is they're filling the tank with hydrogen. Is it hydrogen? This is where my knowledge. Oh, here we go. So this is a different angle. This is actually firing. That's very loud, isn't it? That's the venting at the side that always happens procedure just before launch. So when we're actually watching for a launch, that's the venting that we look for. I think these are just repeats of the test, but they only usually do it once. You just to test the Raptor engines inside. There's a lot of venting going on there. Because obviously they build up pressure inside the Starship and then fire the engines, and then afterwards they release the pressure. Is that too loud? Oh, I can turn it down. There we go. Just turn it down just a tad. So this is, if you don't know where this is taking place, this is happening in Boca Chica in Texas, which is the SpaceX facility for testing all the Starships. You probably have seen it on the news a couple of weeks back. They had 2 Starships sat on the launch pad and set one off. Obviously, the landings of the Starships haven't been successful because of the technical side of things, which is not a failure. We don't class that as a failure. Elon Musk doesn't class that as a failure, because every time there's a launch, and if it does crash, they just learn from the crash. That's how SpaceX actually work. They just keep testing, launch, testing, that type of thing. So, obviously, the Raptor engine's all set. Now, let's just get on. We'll move that from there. Let's just get on to when they've set some dates. Now, they've set some dates for today, but there won't be any launch today. That's fairly obvious, because they've just tested the engines. Then they've set a secondary date for Thursday, the 25th of February, which is tomorrow, obviously. I don't think there's a feeling there won't be a launch then as well. There may be some more testing. They've also set a date for the 26th. And also the March the 1st and March the 2nd. Now, the good money is on March the 1st, on Monday. So they've set a road closure date for March the 1st on Monday. I think we'll be going then. I think there'll be a launch then. And then they've set a secondary date the day after, in case there's a failure or they have to hold or whatever like that. So I would say there's going to be a launch on Monday. Now, they've set a time between 3 p.m. and 12 a.m., which is obviously Texas time. Here, we'll probably go on air probably about 45 minutes before the actual time. There's lots, as I say, there's lots of signals that from all the other YouTubers and everybody else who watches this stuff. Also, SpaceX do go live themselves, which is usually about 20 minutes before they launch. So we'll be watching that, and we'll get it all in HD, and we'll sit here and we'll watch it, and we'll cross our fingers to make sure it doesn't crash. That's how it works. Anyway, thank you for joining us for our first live broadcast. That's the Sn10 rocket test, engine test, you can call it that. And we'll hopefully see you on Monday. But keep an eye on the channel. Follow us on YouTube. The links are all at the bottom of the page. Let me just put it up here. Hang on a second. That's our YouTube channel. youtube.com/C. I don't know what that is for. /social command. Subscribe to that. Follow it, and then you'll get an alert. Put the bell. Click the bell, and then you'll get an alert when we go live, and you won't miss any broadcast. So hopefully you find this interesting. It may be just me sat here watching it, which is normal in my house. My wife just goes, "Well, you're watching that again, so I'm not going to sit with you." So hopefully we'll see you on Monday. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
T-10, 9, 8, 7, 6,